Oh no, not this again.
Hello. I started this gangsta and it's the thanks I get. Hello.
If you're new to this channel and enjoying the content, join us by hitting that subscribe button. Thanks. Oh, I don't know if I can do this. Let's prepare to take a deep dive into Tumblr territory. Welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. You're listening to Ethan Van Sciver, 25-year veteran of the comic book industry, great big Star Wars fan. CBR.com this morning. Garbage, absolute garbage. Reylo is powering Star Wars popularity more than you think. What an incredible title for an article. Star Wars isn't popular anymore. It's in deep decline. Although people are anticipating Episode 9 and hoping that it will be a course correction for Star Wars. What has come out of Disney so far has led them to complete and utter disaster, disgrace, devastation. The horrible Star Wars The Last Jedi was roundly rejected by fans while critics praised it. Critics praised it inexplicably. Fans hated it, and that led to the fans delivering a devastating blow back to Disney Lucasfilm in the form of Solo, a Star Wars story, tanking to the tune of $80 million. It's the first Star Wars film. 2018 saw the very first. This is an important year. It's the very first Star Wars film to ever lose money. We're not talking about an Ewoks TV show. We're not talking about the Star Wars Holiday Special. We're not talking about cartoons or toys. We're talking about a Star Wars feature film that lost money. It's inconceivable. It's unreal. So what is still propping this zombie of franchise up? Apparently preteen girls and little teenagers. Who are engaging in a hobby called shipping. Now, we've talked about shipping before on this channel. In case you're not aware, shipping is when little Tumblr kids, sometimes bigger people older people, bigger too, but older people who should know better, who should be actively engaged in having, actual non-fictional sexual relationships with a real non-fictional people, human beings. Instead, they sit around and they imagine and pretend and write stories and draw pictures of fictional characters that already exist. Okay, Rey already exists, Kylo already exists, owned by Disney. They sit around and imagine them having sex, and that's what shipping is. Now, Reylo is probably the least weird of these shipping categories. Eventually, if these two are not brother and sister, which we might find out they are, and that'll echo Star Wars. Okay, that happens where two characters show an attraction to one another and then find out they're siblings. We have seen that happen before. Here, this kind of makes sense. She's supposed to be the light side, he's the dark side. That's why he's wearing black and she's wearing white. Look at them fighting over their phallic symbols, and here, poor Adam Driver here. Putting some effort, enjoying. Forcing this tiny girl backwards with his phallic symbol, but she's doing fine with her phallic symbol. It really is extraordinary. Of course, there's going to be some Twitter tittering about these two. And that is apparently, according to this article, what is helping Star Wars stay afloat. So maybe Star Wars needs to, all right, let's read this. As you'll be acutely aware, if you spent any time online between the end of 2017 to now, oh God, what a bleak landscape. Much of the discussion of Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi has been dominated by whether the 8th entry in the Star Wars series has destroyed or rejuvenated the universe's most popular space saga. There's no debate about it. It has destroyed. By any measure, it has destroyed the franchise. I think that Disney will probably, if you got Disney drunk, they would admit that. While Twitter, Reddit, and Facebook have been fiercely at war over the movies, how the movies' qualities stack up against the much maligned prequels, I don't know if anyone's maligning the prequels anymore. Not that much. There's still people who are just like, look, they weren't very good. Yeah, but you know what? Compare them to... All right. And whether Old Man Luke is as unwanted as alien Milk Teat, some fans... He's not unwanted. He's just a lazy bum. He's just a bum. He's the big Lebowski. He's the big Luke Bowski sitting in a cave being miserable. Why? Why? Some fans who may be missing the core message of the franchise have taken to bullying actors off of social media. Yeah, I know. We've heard this whole charade. The rest of the internet, meanwhile, has been quietly obsessing. These quietly obsessing. Yeah, that is the problem with the internet. That is the problem with society now. Make sure none of these people have access to their parents' guns. Over the series' potential star-crossed lovers, Rey and Kylo Ren, or Reylo. Now, thanks to the release of Tumblr's end of the year fandom metrics. God, what it's just, you know what? It just sounds so moist and stinky. Tumblr's hanging out at Tumblr's end of the year fandom metrics. It's like burying your face in like somebody's stinky armpit. You know what I mean? It's like it's all warm and moist and it smells bad. Why would you want to go hang out on Tumblr and talk about Reylo? Disgusting. Sorry, I won't make any more puking noises. An annual accumulation of data reveals the community's most talked about fandoms and celebrities. We know just how obsessed. Now, by the way, let me just point out that Reylo is not quite as bad as Hondo. Hondo is, of course, Han Solo and Lando Calrissian engaging in gay sex. And they do that too. These Tumblrites, they draw pictures of that. There's Sky Solo, of course. That's poor Han Solo. He's getting it from every direction. That's Luke Skywalker and Han Solo also engaged in gay sex. So that's what shipping is. Reylo just seems to be the most likely of these pairings, but again, we'll see. And the top ships. This is what's going on. Watch your children closely. Of 2018, Reylo ranks second, a significant feat considering it was the only heterosexual pairing. Can you believe this? To crack the top 5. Even more significant is the fact that Star Wars, a franchise that has already made back the $4 billion price tag, that's a lie. We went over that. The same people who are imagining that Han Solo and Lando Calrissian have gay sex together are imagining that Star Wars made back the $4 billion that it spent. $4 billion.05 billion dollars. So that's an extra 50 million that I don't know what that was. Pocket change for George Lucas. That's how much Disney spent to buy Star Wars, and these people are adding up. They're adding up the gross box office receipts of all 4 Star Wars movies, realizing that it comes to a little more than $4 billion, and then congratulating themselves that they're finally in the black. They've made all the money back. That's not how children. That's not how it works. You have to subtract outgoing expenses, and you really just have to look at what the profits are, because you know what the box office keeps versus what they say. All of this stuff, all these considerations have led most serious people to realize that Lucasfilm probably made back a little less than $2 billion so far. $2 billion in profits, and they're still way behind the 8 ball. At this rate, they are going to have to make between 8 and 12 more Star Wars movies before they break even. God help us. So this is stupid, and shipping is stupid too. But I don't need to actually say that. I think you'll figure that out yourself. The whole of Star Wars isn't as interesting to Tumblr users as the slimmest chance that 2 of its newest characters might want to kiss each other more than they want to kill each other. So that basically there it is, right there. It's like we don't care about Star Wars. It's not quite as interesting. But can we make it perverted somehow? Can we make it deviant somehow? Can we make it weird and slimy and gross? And can we project our own, I don't know, what would you call it? Like virginal, would you call them incels? Tumblrites? You might call them that. Can we project our own sexual longings and desires and weirdness onto fictional characters that belong to movie franchises that we don't really find that interesting, that we don't really care about that much? Fabulous. That's what Disney is. By the way, Disney, market more to these people. Kylo Ren will also be pleased to learn that his non-canonical pairing with Rey has also made him a more popular Lothario on fanfiction.net than his scoundrel of a father. At the time of writing, Reylo accounts for 4.2% of the 50,000 fake Star Wars stories published. 50,000 fake Star Wars stories. That is a lot of perverted longing and weirdness from these kids compared to 3.2. All right, so Han and Leia, they have a canonical romance, and 3.2% of these 50,000 Star Wars stories are about Han and Leia. Amazing. Though it exploded after the release of The Last Jedi, this ship first set sail after the release of The Force Awakens. Some viewers latched on to the heated exchange of Rey and Kylo's tense interrogation scene and let their imaginations run wild. Boy meets girl, boy straps girl to a chair and probes her mind. That's how it happens. That's how most dates happen, right or wrong. Boy secretly has a great head of hair. Girl has secret Why is this happening? Why is this happening? This is girl has secret psychic powers and somehow they make it work. It's textbook stuff. You're grounded. Whoever wrote this, you're grounded. In fact, while conspirators were cooking up wild fan theories about how likely it was that Rey was a Skywalker Kenobi Palpatine hatched from an egg, any one of these is fine and likely. Fanfiction authors read deeper into her emotional arc and correctly predicted that she would have a metaphysical connection to her sworn enemy in the next installment. I missed the emotional arc of Rey. I missed it. I saw a lot of facial expressions. You know what I mean? I saw things happen to her. I saw her shout and defeat, a bunch of full-grown men with a stick. But I missed the part where she had emotions or an emotional arc. I just saw her face changing. That's every now and then. Most of the time she looked confused. Romance has always been a part of Star Wars. Stolen kisses, scandalous clothing choices, light incest, and forbidden love picnics abound. But The Last Jedi is the first film to be a capital R romantic. Action-adventure stories have long been oriented towards a male audience, and as such, dangle their damsels as prizes to be won over. Return of the Jedi went some way to subvert this when Leia rescued an impotent Han. For the classic hero, Han's impotent? Or you just meant he was frozen? All right. What usually makes the first move, falling in love, is a show of virility, not affection. So how is Rey different? Are you kidding me? Is there a second page of this? Let me look real quick. I can't believe this. Oh my god, this is garbage. Who's reading this besides me? Who actually read this article other than me? Aside from heavily memed shirtless scene, how much longer is this? Alright, you guys, go to the... However, the unhealthy reality of Reylo doesn't diffuse the appeal of the fantasy. It's a raw, lustful undercurrent. All of these people, seriously, need to get boyfriends or girlfriends and discover the real world. This is weird. Is this weird? Or is it not weird? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know how you feel about shipping. Let me know if you think these people are nuts. And let me know if you ever go to Tumblr. Do you go to Tumblr and look at this stuff? I can't. I won't let myself do that. But anyway, according to this article, Tumblr is keeping Star Wars afloat. I tend to believe that. I think that's probably true at this point. I think that probably Rian Johnson... getting $1 billion, or that movie earning $1 billion, or bringing in $1 billion at the box office, which was half of The Force Awakens, accounts for the fact that, Rian Johnson was aiming at this particular audience, this subset of fandom. And congratulations, he won them while basically alienating the other $1 billion worth of customers. Very, very nicely done. So leave me a note in the comments. Let me know what you think of shipping. Let me know if there's some shipping ideas that these people didn't think of, that are just right in their face, that are perfectly obvious. I have a few ideas myself. And please like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thanks very much. Bye. Hey, want to follow me on Twitter? Okay, cool. I'm at Ethan Van Sciver. Talk to you there. Show your friends you support independent comics while showing the world who you back in the fight against the swarm with the brand new Cyberfrog t-shirt from Crypto Fashion and Comic Artist Pro Secret. Sizes come in small to 5XL, and take your choice of colors between navy blue, white, and black. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and order the Fandom Menace, Go Get Daddy's Belt, Tico, and Soilo t-shirts as well. Link is below in the description. You're going to look great. People love these shirts. They fit wonderfully. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this video and want to become part of this community, subscribe to this channel by clicking the laughing man face logo right on your screen. Ring the bell for notifications as well. You'll never miss a live chat. And stay tuned, another video by Comic Artist Pro Secrets is coming right up.